We don't have much on the agenda for this week. I have two people I want to remember, but let me do this. We had a lot on the agenda last week, and we didn't hit it all. I'll do my best to summarize it for you, especially because Anne wasn't there.
And it has to do with her side, so that's good. She missed a lot of things she'd be
Well,
interested in, although I think you probably sent out an announcement about it.
all right, so the prayer was the Prayer and Litany of the Precious Blood of Jesus by Sister Margaret Mary. Then we remembered Adam Siegfried, who would be an ancestor of no one except for me and Cindy.
And Sister Margaret Mary.
And Sister Margaret Mary. So we remembered him. He died on December 20th, 1910. And then we remembered Oscar John Rothermel, who would have been Sister Margaret Mary's uncle. I had a nice little story that I recited about him. He worked in the dairy business. So we had a nice little story. I actually remember Oscar as a child. We summarized the meeting with Sister Margaret Mary of December 19th. We didn't meet for 2 weeks. And then we showed some photos of Connie's wedding. I think you can probably see him there on the whiteboard. I wrote, we had a collage of Bob and Millie's during Bob's leave home from Trinidad on December 21st, 1943 to January 10th, 1944. That's what all those photos there are. My mom was an early Facebook. She kept a pretty good scrapbook, so I have a lot of information on her. I had a story I didn't read that had to do with the winter solstice, 4000 BC. I just referred you to a link that I shared in the minutes. We had a story about Barbie when she was 3 weeks old, her first car ride in the Ford Model 11A, 1941. It was her first ride, just 3 weeks old. And then this story I did recite. I summarized the year 1941 for my mom. So that was all put out there. 1941 was quite a year for me. I started the year with a bang, celebrating New Year's Eve with friends and party hats. Little did I know my life was about to take a romantic turn. And so that was the year she got engaged to my father, Bob Naegeli. Okay, we referred back to December 27th, 2024. Sister Margaret Mary reflects on her retirement celebration from St. Elizabeth's Hospital in 1994. And then, I don't think I played it, but on December 30th, 2022, during the Zoom meeting, we all sung Auld Lang Syne together. I'm not going to play it now either, but it was kind of fun to go back and to listen to that. Okay, so for this week, let me just put that back there. For this week, we're going to remember the passing of Franz Naegeli. I'll just read that story to you now. Bring the front. So I have something for you to look at. 1579. These aren't real photographs, by the way. 1579 would have probably preceded the photography. But that's an actual painting of Franz Naegeli there in the lower right corner. I'm going to read the story now for you. On this day, January 9th, 1579, marked the passing of Franz Naegeli at Titan of Bern, Switzerland. As he lay on his deathbed, his mind wandered through the corridors of time, reflecting on a life of valor, leadership, and legacy. Born in 1497, Naegeli's life was a testament to courage and conviction. He led the Bernese forces with unwavering resolve, standing tall against the likes of Gian Giacomo Medici and conquering Vaud from the Savoyards in 1536. His victories weren't just battles won, they were steps towards a brighter future for Bern. Naegeli's thoughts drifted to his role in freeing Francois Bonivard from Chalon Castle. The image of that young man, once imprisoned for his beliefs, now symbolized the fight for freedom Naegeli had championed. He smiled, knowing that his actions had echoed through history. As his breaths grew fewer, Naegeli's mind turned to his descendants. What will they be, he wondered. Would they carry the torch of leadership, defending their land and people with the same fervor? Or would they forge new paths, exploring uncharted territories of thought and innovation? May my lineage be blessed with courage, he whispered, his voice barely audible. Courage to face the unknown, to stand for justice, and to cherish freedom. In his mind's eye, Naegeli saw generations of descendants, each contributing uniquely to the tapestry of their time. He envisioned them facing challenges with resilience, upholding the values he'd held dear. As the final moment approached, a sense of peace washed over Naegeli. His legacy would live on, woven into the fabric of history, inspiring those who'd come after. With a gentle smile, Franz Naegeli closed his eyes, his spirit joining the annals of time. That's the story of Franz Naegeli.
How do you know so much about Franz Naegeli?
Well, I'm into genealogy, and it's kind of a long story, but I never knew who my grandfather was. And then I finally figured it out. I got his birth certificate and found out where he was born, and I went over to Switzerland, and they sent me a whole bunch of information on him. Then I connected him to, I guess how did I get to that far?
He was born 530 years ago. So how do you?
All right. Well, I found one of his descendants
Mm-hmm.
through DNA matching, just like I found you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's how I found him.
And so
And
they had papers from, down through the generations.
I got his birth certificate and I connected him to a tree that goes back that far.
Wow.
Yeah.
They happen to be famous. So if you're famous, they write more stuff about you.
Yeah, he was legitimate. He's a legitimate historical figure in Switzerland, Bern.
Yeah, in Bern.
And
Okay.
so we're kind of related to him. Now, I did go back and I said, if you go back that far, you could have up to 1 million ancestors. If you go back 20, I forget how many generations that was. It might have been like 20 generations or something.
So he didn't leave us anything in his will.
If you do the math, you can have that many. But no, we are related to him. There's no question about it.